with. So yeah, guys, we're back with one habitat wonder, and today we're gonna build for the California sea lions. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty huge habitat because I decided to go all out with this one, and I really wanted to put in a lot of detail and a lot of time in making this one because yeah, previously the previous episode you guys got a little habitat, and I was kind of, yeah, well, a little habitat. It's not that interesting and fun to look in at, or to look, yeah, to watch. So I decided to yeah, to make a nice long habitat, well, not a nice long video for this beautiful big habitat, and it's gonna have a really, it's really gonna have a detailed and big backstage, because the California sea lions are gonna have their own but they're gonna have their own separation outdoors, and they're gonna have their own separation indoors, and they're also gonna have two outdoor pools and one indoor pool, and of course the big main pool in front of the habitat. And yeah, I decided to really make it big because well, there are kind of, for the marine animals, you have really bad reputation in zoos and in well, sea parks, because of course not with sea lions or seals, but it is with dolphins and orcas. And yeah, it's just really sad to see. Well, the thing is, it's acceptable to keep seals and sea lions and other like species of seal, but then there are some people that say that you can't keep orcas or dolphins, and that's kind of my opinion. I think you can keep dolphins, but you can't keep uh, orcas. That's the same with like a, well, it's not really the same, but it's kind of the same with like a great white. People can't keep great whites in zoos because, well, they need a lot of space to swim because the open ocean, and great whites are, well, there were two, I think there were two times that a great white was in a zoo, and those two times, the one time I think the great white only survives like a year, and the other time it just died like instantly, like it took maybe a week and then it died. And that's just because the animals just, they need to swim so much to get oxygen in their gills and to breathe. So that's why they need a lot of space, and that kind of, that goes wrong when you have a little, well, they don't really have little space, but they have less space than in the ocean, and that's why they kept running into a wall, or they just didn't get enough oxygen because they couldn't swim too fast, or they couldn't swim that effectively. So, and I think that's kind of the same with the orca, because yes, the orcas are used to a big ocean, they're big animals, so they are not used to those little pools, and then also like the way they get kept in like those sea parks, or like well, in zoos sometimes, but it's usually sea parks that keep them, because yeah, of course they're really interesting animals, really intelligent also, but yeah, the thing is, people only go to those parks for shows, and then they expect a big show. And when you have orcas, you get, of course, a bigger show, and more people are gonna come. But the way these animals get like kept in the backstage, it's a really small tank, and they only, sometimes they just get starved until the show, and then when the show is gonna happen, then they get food, and then that, of course, excites them more because they're hungry, so they want food, and then they need to do tricks for their food. So that's why they do a lot of tricks. But that's just the way, because dolphins are kind of reasonable, because yes, they're way smaller, but they still need a lot of space to swim. So I think, yes, you can keep dolphins, but you need a really big tank, and orcas you just can't keep because those animals are just too big for a, yeah, those animals are just too big for a tank. That's just how I think. And I think you can, you seals you can keep, because seals are of course way smaller, and you need a way smaller tank. And I think with this habitat, yes, I think it's maybe a bit too big of well, you never can have too big, but I know this was like the the room that it took in was like 4K, was like 4,000 meters or something, 4,000 square meters. And that's a lot, because that's like, when you have like the rectangle that you can build in a Planet Zoo, that's like one, well, you can see that left bottom corner was like taken up fully. So maybe it was a bit too big, but well, it looks nice. Maybe the water section is a bit too long on the left side, but I think it looks nice. So I enjoyed building it. It took a few days, and that's why the video is not really that long. It is a long build, but it's not that long because I only recorded making the big pool in front, and of course their beach area, and also I think a bit of the viewing area. But the backstage I did fully off camera because it's a lot of repetitiveness, and yeah, well, yeah, it gets really repetitive placing the fence and placing the fence inside, and then also placing the plaster, and then doing the backstage and all that type of stuff. So I just really didn't like to record it, because also with recording with OBS, you get like lag, and when you get lag, it's not that enjoyable to watch, because of course for me it's not that enjoyable to build, but also for you guys it's not that enjoyable to watch because you get a laggy video. So that's why I didn't record the backstage. But yeah, that's just it. So you can see that I started on with the beach, and the thing was I was going for a fully plaster build, but then I didn't really like the look of it, so that's why I switched, and I just added some sand. And you can also see with the backdrop, I just added the in-game rocks, and also Caesar's mud wall. But I had some trouble with coloring, because I wanted to make it like look like the normal rocks that you have in game. But the thing was, the rocks that you have in game are really hard to color the same. So that's why I just took his darker rock. And yes, it looks kind of odd, but you don't really see it that hard. I think yes, you can see it if you focus on it, but if you're just looking at the animals and at the water, you don't really see it, so that's fine. And yeah, you can see that I was kind of raising the plaster, because well, you had some sections that were really low, and you of course don't want your sea lions to jump out. So that's why I kind of raised it up. And yeah, these are kind of the first semi-aquatic mammals that we have built for in this One Habitat Wonder, because well, yeah, usually I just stick to the normal mammals, or just the animals that live on land, because we don't really have that big of a selection of animals that live underwater or live in water. So yeah, so these are well, it's kind of out of my box, because usually I just build for for some just for normal mammals that live on land. But this time we have a other animal, and it is the California sea lion. So yeah, you can see that I started on the viewing area, and that I started on the viewing area, but it was kind of awkward to build, because well, the thing is, yeah, those plaster pieces that I did for like the concrete yeah, just for concrete to keep the water in. Those are kind of not really well. They are on the grid, but the thing is, I kind of don't want the guests to see that barrier, so I want to like place the viewing point on it. But when I place the viewing point on it, it's not even because the plaster things went on a zigzag pattern. So that's why I kind of had to go off grid with the viewing area. And it's not that it doesn't look that nice, but it's just harder to build when things are off grid. So that's just why it's a bit annoying to work with. But it looks nice, if I say so myself. So I think that it turned out okay. It's not that it's the best viewing area ever built, but it's also not the worst. So it's okay. Um, so yeah, you can see that I started on the well, you can see the foliage, like the planterns, and those there are a lot of planters. They're like around the whole habitat because, well, the thing is, if you look at the habitat and you see, well, I don't want you guys to like see just the normal plain grass from what you start with when you begin a game like that, the whole thing. I don't want you guys to see that, but it's also hard to cover up all that because wherever you look you get a gap through trees. And yeah, I don't want you guys to see that because then the whole like aesthetic vibe of the habitat like kind of get lost, in my opinion. So that's why I always do a lot of planters, and I always try to fill the background of the habitat also with a lot of trees and a lot of bushes, so then you don't see like the grass. But sometimes it's a bit hard when you have a big habitat because then you need to place like trees everywhere, and when you place trees everywhere it doesn't look that nice anymore because when you place trees everywhere you don't get lighting in anymore, and wherever you look you just see a tree. And also don't want that because then the habitat gets kind of overcrowded. But yeah, so sometimes it's a bit hard to cover up the backdrops, but usually it works. So yeah, I just stick to placing a lot of trees around the habitat. But you can see that I added in a bit of glass on the viewing points because when well you have you well you well yeah, a lot of kids come to zoos, and some kids are a bit small, so they can't look over the concrete fence. So that's why you place a bit of glass because then the kids can look through. And yeah, so that's really nice. And here you can see that I was trying to like make a ramp inside, but the thing is the sea lions can actually access the water without the ramp. It looks a bit funky when they go in and out. Well, when they go in, it looks okay, but when they go out, it's like a bit glitchy because firstly they glitch uh, on the vertical plaster wall, and then they go on the horizontal, so it looks a bit funky, but it works. So I guess if you just see a seal accessing the water, it looks a bit weird, but I try to avoid that in the cinematic shots. I'm not sure if there's one, but if there's one, I'm really sorry because I can't prevent the seals from entering and accessing the water. So yeah, if you see one, just look, just don't just don't see it. Just don't see it. Just don't see it. When you see it, just say the seal wasn't there. Well, the sea lion was. Why do I keep saying seals? Well, they are seals, but they're not seals. They're sea lions, but they are seals. They're still seals. Yeah, what am I yapping? I'm just yapping now. I have no topics to talk about. Oh wait, I have a topic to talk about, and that is that you guys should subscribe. You guys should just subscribe and like. Press the subscribe button. I swear, just press it. Press the subscribe button. Yeah, that was just press it while you're there. Just press the like button, because my Timberwolf video actually went pretty viral. But well, it didn't go viral, but it went viral in my terms because this video actually got it's close to 70 views now. No, 70, maybe 60, I'm not sure, but it got more than 20. And I'm really happy because I am starting to see increases in the YouTube is just pushing out my videos to more people because yeah, it's well, I'm uploading frequently, well, more and consistent. So I think that's why. But yeah, I just think that's why. But yeah, I just think that's why. But yeah, we're entering the last bits because I just did a lot more planters. That's not really nice to look at, so I cut that out. But yeah, just the planters are the last things, and you'll see the backstage in the after shots, in the cinematic shots. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.